Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Democracy 3. My name is Obed Potato, and today we are continuing as Australia, making Australia into an environmentalist haven. And you know what? We're doing a darn good job. We're doing a really, really good job, actually. So much so that that the only problems we really have are stuff that are linked to the year and the average temperature, and obviously the average temperature is linked to the year. So if we go over here, we can have a look at cyclones. That's linked to the average temperature, and the average temperature obviously is linked to the year, and that's just going up. There's nothing we can do about that. Water shortage, this is also linked to the year as well, and that is of course something that we cannot change. This rare earth crisis is a bit of a problem for us. Our foreign relations are already at max. Rare earth metal mining is fully implemented, so it doesn't look like there's any way to deal with this unless we decrease our technology, and that is not great. That's not really what we want to do. But I think we probably will have to do that if we are to sort of stop this problem. Because this is, of course, having a negative effect on our productivity and our GDP, so that's less than ideal. Let's look at this. This real estate bubble. It's not really that important for us. Immigration, we could probably get rid of immigration, or we could reduce immigration much further if we wanted to. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I think that's probably the best idea. We might be able to save ourselves if we deal with immigration. However, I doubt it. I doubt it, to be honest. I doubt it. Border controls, stick that at max. Great. And that should hopefully reduce the real estate bubble. It might not, but you know, we've got to hope. Obviously, as the years progress as well, that's going to become a problem. So we'll just continue for now. See what happens. Good. Positive discrimination. I think we're going to reject this. I'm pretty sure we've rejected this already. We have 100% of the vote. Well, not quite. We're on 99.80%. Wow. That's insane. That is insane. Liberals don't really like us. Motorists, there's no motorists at all. Ethnic minorities. How many ethnic minorities are there actually? 4.7. Well, we should be... Well, they shouldn't... They probably won't be around for long, if I'm honest, because we're reducing their membership through immigration and Australian demographic. That's obviously the way that the country starts, so there's not many ethnic minorities, clearly, in Australia. That's fine. That doesn't really make much of a difference for us. We do have a lot of policies. I mean, this is hours and hours of gameplay that we've invested in this playthrough. And you know what? It's doing well. It's doing well. This real estate bubble, is that going to slow down a little bit? How long is it going to take to implement the border controls? One turn. So hypothetically, if we go to the next turn, then we should see... Nice Nobel Prize there. We should see a little bit of a decrease in this real estate bubble. No? Immigration's starting to turn down a little bit. Perhaps we can introduce some more policies. Not really. Nothing else that we could really do, unfortunately. That's a bit of a bummer. No matter. It's all fine. We are not faith school subsidies. No, we don't want this. Did I accidentally introduce that? Council policy 36. Oh goodness me! I did not mean to do that. That was definitely not what I had in mind. We're still running a budget surplus. That's fine. We'll have a look at the economy in just a second. First, however, let me get rid of that atrocious policy that I should never have enacted. Okay, there we go. Okay, religious people like us. Now they won't, though. Whatever. Let's go back and have a wee look at the economy overall. GDP is pretty good. I'm expecting a crash soon. Obviously, there was a market meltdown here, and that was less than ideal. So, I am expecting a crash soon-ish. Yeah. Okay. So after a couple for the few months after the market meltdown, as you can see here, our income was lower than our expenditure for 3 months, and that's when our reserves decreased, as indicated by that grey line there. And since then, our income has always been above our expenditure, and even today we still have reserves of 587 billion, which is nice. That's just a good place to be. Threat assessment minimal across the board. That is awesome. Yeah, we don't really need this at the moment. We're doing pretty well in terms of how popular our stuff is. What are some unpopular policies? Bicycle subsidies? Really? Are they really that unpopular? Oh well. Yeah, there's obviously a whole heck of stuff that people aren't too keen on, but hey ho, what can you do? Where do you reckon we're sitting? Turn 91. We're sitting between liberal and a capitalist sort of economy. Well, we're nearer a capitalist economy than we are a socialist economy, and we're nearer a liberal than conservative sort of style, I suppose. How is this real estate bubble looking? It's going down. That's good. This rare earth metal mining, that's going to continue to go up. I don't think there's a way that we can get it down, because I am proud of our technology, and I reckon that this the real estate, the rare earth crisis is probably worth taking the hit from all the bonuses we get from having stuff such as the space program, which is awesome. I might add, weather prediction technology. That's what it gives us, which is nice, I suppose. A little bit of a bonus. Don't think we needed it actually, if I'm honest, but whatever. We'll be able to see those cyclones coming from far away with our brand new spy weather satellites. That's awesome. How many turns are we away from the election? 9 turns away from the election. Raise speed limits. I don't think it matters because nobody drives a car anyway in our country. Virtual reality market leader. Wow. With virtual reality tech startups on every corner, our country has reached the status of world leader of VR. The military is excited about new possibilities, and the VR economy is booming. So a little boost to capitalists. Capitalists like us a bit more. Productivity is up, and GDP is up by 3.62%, which is lovely. Military spending and technology are both the cause of that. GDP is up. Education is down. Why is education down? Shouldn't be. Technology colleges, we could probably fund technology colleges. In fact, let's have a look at, cancel that, have a look at equality. Equality is an all-time low. How can we go about changing that? We don't really want equality to be low. The alcohol tax. Why does that change equality? I think we could probably get rid of this now, actually. It's not taking in that much money, and it was just a mechanism to get our sort of country's drinking down that we used at the start, and it hasn't really been updated since. And we are going to reject the ban because we probably need the extra food. We still have a budget surplus of 12.89 billion. That is going to go down a little bit because, of course, we cancelled that alcohol tax, which is bringing in roughly 1.3 billion, if I can recall. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. GDP is slowly but steadily increasing. So we're in a position where we can probably start thinking about reducing some taxes. Rare earth crisis. That's not going to go away anytime soon, unfortunately. Cyclones are not going to go away anytime soon. Traffic congestion. Why? Why is there traffic congestion? Toll roads reduce traffic. Why is there no traffic congestion? There should be no traffic congestion. Toll roads. Yeah, we fully maxed out toll roads, so that is good. Yeah, I suppose there's nothing else we can really do in terms of roads. If people aren't happy with us, then I guess that's just tough luck. Rare earth metal mining, that's going pretty good. This, of course, is not going to change. No, we are rapidly increasing our technological prowess in the world, as can be indicated by the fact that we are now a virtual reality market leader. That's awesome. I'm very proud of the fact that we've achieved such a great achievement. Import tariffs, that could raise pretty much nothing. Disability benefit, we could introduce. Anything else we sort of want to introduce? Home fabrication grants. Could this be useful for us? I doubt it. I don't think we honestly need to introduce any more policies. We need to get equality up, but that's about it. Honestly, that is about it. Is there any sort of stuff we want to introduce over here? Speaking of, actually, do we have private prisons? I don't think we do. No, we don't. I think we can introduce them, but I'm not entirely sure. What is this? CCTV cameras? Yeah, that's fine. You know what? That's good. Is this coming down? This is not coming down. This real estate bubble is here to stay. Rent controls reduce the real estate bubble. Well, perhaps let's increase the rent controls. Let's do it, because we want that real estate bubble to go away. Definitely. Full employment. Have you seen the long queues of jobless citizens queuing for work? Neither have I, nor will I. In this land of full employment, we owe it to all you and your work. Awesome. That's great news. Unemployment. Absolute rock bottom. Wow. How great is that? Flash crash. That's not good. That is not good at all. GDP is down by a lot, and surprisingly, the global economy is actually doing pretty well. I mean, we might be in a little bit of a recession now, but we should be fine. Our income is going to take a hit, as it always does in times of crisis, but at the same time, we've got so much going for us that I'm not really worried about that. We should see this real estate bubble, go away with the introduction of the rent controls. That only takes one term to implement, which is nice. So next turn, we should see that red bubble disappear. Okay, first let's have a look at this. That's disappeared. Yep, that's fine. Class warfare. What? What on earth? Wow. Okay. We have a reject the ban. Whatever. Budget deficit of 26.75 billion. That's a bit of a problem. And unemployment is back up again, so great. Class warfare. Inequality has grown so stark that people have actually taken to the streets to redress the difference between rich and poor. This is going to have a pretty big effect. Capitalists are going to hate us. Wealthy people are going to seriously hate us. This needs to be taken care of. We need to address inequality, and that's something that I've talked a little bit about, but not much. Okay. Private healthcare. We don't really want to destroy private healthcare. We've done such good work to get that up to the standards that it is at today. What else goes into equality? Food stamps help equality. GDP doesn't help equality. The real estate bubble is going to sort of alleviate that a little bit. Private pensions, private schools. Private schools are an all-time low, so I don't know why you guys are complaining. Private schools are completely destroyed, in my honest opinion. Our GDP recovered a bit, hopefully enough to get above our expenditure. If it doesn't, it's going to be only slightly under, so that's not too much of a problem for us. Threat assessment. We might begin to start seeing some threats. Yeah, we've got business first, so that's capitalists. Okay, that could become a problem, could develop into a little bit of a problem. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully we'll manage to get rid of it before it actually happens. GDP is up, unemployment is down, small budget deficit of 13 billion. Close, but our expenditure went up in line with our income going up, so that's not great. That's starting to come down. That is good. Presumably that's because the real estate bubble is gone. Or it is going anyway. Private pensions, private housing, toll roads. Can we just abolish toll roads? I mean, I know that really won't go far to fixing equality, but hey-ho. Capital gains tax, yeah, you like that. Legal aid, you like legal aid? Have some more legal aid. Great, we can afford that. Any policies that we can introduce to boost equality? I doubt it. Cap CEO pay multiplier. Let's do that. Let's do that, yeah. Let's give it a try. And we're not going to do not deploy the troops. So I am fully anticipating capitalists absolutely hating us. Highway collapses, well, there's nobody on the roads anyway, so that's fine. Only running a slight budget deficit now. What's going to be really important is how much the capitalists hate us. Yeah. Okay, they hate us a lot. Wealthy people also hate us. Business first. Little bit of a threat assessment. Little bit of a threat is coming up on the radar. Let's go to the next turn. See if we can get to the election in this episode. Why not? Yeah, we'll deport you. Whatever. We have a budget surplus back. Awesome, of 2 billion. That's a good place to be. That's all right. Money becomes less of an important factor at this late stage in the game. Looks like we are going to eliminate class warfare. Hopefully before the election. I would expect 2 more turns probably before we can actually fully eliminate it. We're going to stop construction there because we need to remember that we're doing this playthrough for the environmentalists, and it's a good thing they like us. They like us a heck of a lot. We don't have many things that they're not too keen on. Oh well. They don't like the winter fuel subsidy. Strange. Okay, 2 turns away from the election and class warfare. That is going to finish next turn. That is good. Who would have known that if you just cut out toll roads, if you just cancelled toll roads, then class warfare would completely destroy itself. And that's great. That's awesome. Class warfare is ended, obviously. It's now over. We're running a slight budget deficit. Why are we running a budget deficit? We shouldn't be. Why is our GDP slowly going down? That's not good. It's the global economy. The global economy is dragging our GDP down. That's fine, to be honest. Our reserves have remained steadily, at around 500 to 600 billion, which is nice, That's a good place to be. Next turn. Let's go to the election. I think it's this turn anyway. Yeah, let's start the count. See what we got. Our party, yep, we won. They got 100,000 votes. 100,000. Wow, 166,965. 1%. Wow, that's terrible. That is bad. That is bad. So liberals didn't all vote for us, self-employed didn't all vote for us, farmers didn't all vote for us, wealthy people didn't, and capitalists didn't. That's fine. Let's go and have a look at changes, actually. Specifically, let's look at equality changes. Okay, so we need to clearly work on the middle earnings. Okay, because that has gone down. That has gone down a lot. Food price. Let's try and get the food price down. Okay? How do we do that? How do we do it? There's nothing we can do about the average temperature. Okay, let's get rid of this annoying music. Okay, continue. And then we can come back here. Okay, brain drain. Why is brain drain going up? Yeah, we need to cancel this policy. That was never going to be a permanent thing. That was always going to be temporary. And if class warfare develops again, then we can probably think of a more permanent solution. But for now, we don't really have to. We're going to allow tracking. Why not? Economic forecast. Yeah, the global economy is in recession. That's not a good place to be. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter for us. That's going to decrease GDP and productivity, which is less than ideal. However, it will be over soon. We won't have to worry about it for much longer. Okay, what else? What else? What else? What else? What are we going to do? Ah, yes, we were going to end the episode. I recall. I remember exactly what we were going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed the episode, then please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time!